The following program is a production of WXCL Television.
Facing the Mortgage Crisis, presented in part by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Good evening. For the past 3 months in our area, foreclosure numbers have doubled every single month. That means you, someone you know, somebody that lives in your neighborhood could be affected. Nationwide, 1 out of every 10 families are struggling to make a mortgage payment. So the problem we're talking about tonight is real. But the good news, we have some real answers. If you're struggling or if you know somebody who's facing this crisis, we need you to call them, tell them this is on right now, get a piece of paper because we're going to be giving you information, websites, things that will help you get through this crisis without spending any extra money. Now, we also have a phone bank up live. You know, public television, we often use phone banks during our pledge drives, but tonight we're using it to help you get your questions answered live by the panel of experts I will introduce you to in a moment. The number's on your screen. You can call that number right now or any time throughout this show. Simply give the great volunteers from South Tech your question, they will get it into us, and we will answer it live here on the air. Therefore, we're really getting the information that you want to know out there. We're going to get started with our first two guests. Welcome, Patrick Franklin, the president and CEO of the Urban League, and Teresa Johnson, you're the VP of Programs with the Urban League.
Thank you.
Now, we've heard it again and again. Stimulus money, HUD money, you know, we hear all of that, but let's put it in local facts. What is that bringing to your organization that you're able to help people with?
Well, first of all, the stimulus money that's coming down to our local areas, we're working with housing counseling through foreclosure prevention counseling, that we're using those monies to bring on staff to get to the community and answer their questions, just like you wanted to talk about it in the beginning, and that's what we're here for.
And Teresa, I know you're obviously hands-on, VP of Programs. What are there programs that can truly help? I know I've had a lot of emails from people saying this person said for $200 they'll do this. This person said, because people are taking advantage of people in a time of crisis.
Exactly.
Should it cost people to get the information and to try and at least delay, if not stop a foreclosure? Should it cost people, you know, a fee to do that?
Tony, it really should not cost them a fee. The Urban League is a HUD-approved housing counseling agency, and I encourage anyone to call the HUD hotline, and they will give them a list of agencies. Urban League services are offered free of charge Monday through Friday by telephone as well as in person. So it should not cost them anything to get the foreclosure mitigation counseling.
Now, I want to make the point that, you know, West Palm is one of the cities hit hard, but you know, across the board, Wellington, where I live, Boca Raton, Delray, whether you're by the water or in the city, this is happening to people who are really struggling. Are there certain requirements for these programs that are coming down that you guys are instituting? You know, are there certain income levels? Or is it, you know, really out there for everyone, Patrick?
It's out there for everyone. We've been working with mainly our clientele, the low income, the middle income range, but it's open to everyone. We haven't seen the $1 million homes come through yet, but they're there, just like the low-income homes are. We just recently moved into Martin County to provide foreclosure counseling. Just this past month, the Urban League, we've serviced a few clients, but now we actually have an office in Martin County.
Oh, that's great. And I know that Martin and St. Lucie, the Treasure Coast, is being hit hard because a lot of people moved up there recently. It was the big growth area. What, you know, people want to know, okay, I know, like the fact, I'm having a hard time because I was laid off or my husband was laid off making my mortgage payment. But they also have credit card debt or they have, you know, other bills to pay. Teresa, what do you tell them how to prioritize something so they don't get in a point where they're facing foreclosure?
Right. Well, first of all, we encourage our clients to come in and meet with a housing counselor so that they can really assess their situation because everyone's situation is somewhat different. So once we can get a handle on what really caused them to become delinquent or in foreclosure, then we can better tell them what they need to do. We also encourage them that once they fall behind or see themselves falling behind, to contact their servicer.
Really?
Yes, they must do that because not contacting them does not do them any good. Oftentimes, your servicer will offer you workout plans based on your income, based on your inability to pay. You know, everybody goes through hard times, but clients need to understand that they have to reach out and communicate with their lender and let them know what's going on. I've been laid off, I've lost hours, whatever the situation may be, they must communicate that with their servicer.
Now, I know that in the first part of our special, we learned that the servicers are under some pressure from, well, the administration,
Yes.
from HUD to really help their clients or their homeowners.
Absolutely.
Are you finding that most of them are doing that, or are most of them giving people a hard time?
Well, one of the things, like Teresa alluded to, the biggest culprit that we're seeing right now is that families are waiting too late. They're waiting too late to respond to that notice or respond to their situation, thinking that it's going to be better next month, or I will work through this. How could this happen to me? And that time period, that time frame of non-response is critical. But lenders are working with us more and more each day. They don't want to carry the bad debt or the homes.
Exactly.
They can't afford to carry that. So they want to pass it on and help as much as possible. But what we're seeing a lot is that the time frame of waiting without action is really the biggest culprit right now that families are faced with. So we need families to react quickly and not just wait for something to happen, but
Or
react.
be scared. I mean,
be
I think
scared
most
and
people
go,
are scared. I would be scared. I have friends that are scared. They're in a situation like this. Well, I want to remind people about the phone banks that we have open right now. Get a shot of the people answering those. Please call us. The number's on your screen. These people know the information, and we will be glad to ask them. We have a call from Heather in West Palm who wants to know if you're already struggling to find affordable housing. And Patrick, you and I talked about this off air. What are these people doing now? I mean, are there any help or plans to find more affordable housing, especially in the West Palm area, which I know is already strapped for affordable housing?
Well, there are affordable homes there. I think one of the issues that we're dealing with is getting families qualified, individuals qualified under tighter restrictions right now. That is really the key right now. I met a young lady in Home Depot today, and she says, I would like to come to your home counseling classes. I said, fine, come in and call up. And I said, have you tried before? No, but my work record's good, and I have a history. I said, well, you're a good candidate to try to get some credit right now. So if we can get you qualified to get a mortgage, we can find you housing. Housing is there.
So how did people get in? Is it you said, Teresa, all different stories. Is it just they overspent, or is it that they're getting whacked by, the economy? Is there one problem that you can really say, this is what happened to the majority of people I talk to every day?
There's a combination of things, Tony. We have a crisis with the number of job losses here in Palm Beach County from the county to some of our major employers. So you have that. You have individuals that have accepted loans that they could not afford. Those loans are ballooning. You have entities that gave loans to individuals that could not afford them.
Right.
So you have a couple of things going on there, unfortunately.
Now, what can a person do if now you've kind of, as you said, held off calling your lender, now all of a sudden you have that notice? Which I can't imagine the fear that goes through you when you come home and notice is literally on your door,
Right.
From what I understand. Is it too late? Should you just pack up in the middle of the night and move?
No, I mean, everybody's case is different, but call as a HUD-certified agency like the Urban League and other agencies, like Teresa stated earlier. They're free of charge. You shouldn't have to pay for this, but call and get in contact with individuals that can help you quickly. You can always call the Urban League at 561-833-1461 and make an appointment. We're there.